Hey everybody, this is Renae Lipsmeyer from The Space Between, and you're listening to The Space Between podcast, the show that lets you listen to how the fans feel about the music, the art behind 31 years of the Dave Matthews Band. Stay tuned. Guys, this is Renae Lipsmeyer with the Space Between podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. So we are in Nashville, Tennessee. We're about to hit the 5th stop of the Dave Matthews Band U.S. tour. So we are excited to be here. We are at the Night Zero party that Ridge has put on. Always a great night. We're so excited to always go to a Ridge party. But what's more special is other than the fact that we're in Nashville, is that we're getting to hang out with some really cool fans. Because again, this is what this podcast is about. Yes, we talk about the Dave Matthews Band and we love the Dave Matthews Band, but this podcast is about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. So I'm sitting here next to one. I'm sure a few people know who he is before he even talks, but I've never met Rob before today, and so I was just intrigued with his story and like, how the hell did you get to where you are now? And so that's the story that we're going to capture today. So I'm going to let Rob kind of hold the mic and kind of tell us first, like, how did you meet the Dave Matthews Band? Like, how did you first hear them? Was that something that you grew up with? And then you just kind of, tell us your story of how being a fan morphed into being so much more than a fan. Now you're doing your own thing, and that's the dream for so many, is to somehow mingle Dave Matthews Band into your career, right? So you're living a fan dream. So I want you to tell us about you, and if someone doesn't know anything about you, how can they find out more about you? And thank you again for doing this interview with me here.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you hold it because it's
so
awkward.
Awesome. That's so good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I think in the beginning, when I was in high school, I heard of Dave Matthews Band. I guess my freshman year, and at the time, I was blown away by. I played saxophone in the jazz band in school, and all of a sudden, this rock band came out and they had this saxophone, and he was nasty, and I was like, whoa, I need to check this guy out. So it's funny because I do Dave now because I sing that. I don't really sing. I try to sing, but when I first fell in love with them was because of Leroy, and it's funny because even at a young age, I thought whatever he was doing was perfectly honest. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of there was a story there without words.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was drawn to that, and then after my high school days were over, I couldn't play the saxophone anymore, so I picked up a guitar and I learned a couple songs, and then a buddy of mine said that you sound like that guy Dave Matthews.
What did you think about that?
I think I think it's all a lie. I think I don't know what I sound like. I hope I don't sound annoying.
Not at all.
That's the goal. Is to not be annoying.
Hey, you're doing it.
So I don't know if I sound like him or if it's just a similar voice, just the way it happened or whatever. But
there's some similarities for sure.
I think there's some similarities. I think the quirkiness is more me on an everyday
Is this
basis.
The quirkiness, has that been something that's been part of your life forever? Like that
Yeah.
you know of?
Yeah.
I've been quirky my whole life, but I don't think I realized it till I was about 30, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm weird, and I totally embrace it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a chance to embrace
Yeah.
like the weirdness about ourselves, right?
Yeah, I love
in
it.
a great way. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's turned out awesome.
It's turned out awesome,
Yeah.
and it turns out that I've been weird forever.
Yeah, yes.
But it's just, but it's fun because it gives you, for me playing, I get nervous. I'm sure everybody who plays in front of people or speaks in front of people get nervous, But I think that awkwardness also brings a calming.
For sure.
So that's really my story. How I started listening to DMB and jumped in deep
What
with them.
What year was that?
I think that was 1994,
Okay.
and that was the first year I saw them. I was 14,
14.
and now I'm 103.
Yeah, that was the math.
You know,
You did the math.
Yeah, it's always been my strong subject. And so yeah, it was. And once I started, like all of us, we were just like, whoa, these guys got something going on here.
Are you the one on XM that says, whoa, these boys got something to say?
No, what is that, on the radio?
Just like on XM, like they do fan stuff. You just sounded just like that.
Oh, no, that wasn't me.
I've heard that line before.
I don't know. I have Spotify, I think, is what I have.
It works.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really how it's been. And then it started just to play live, to have a good time, and then tie on a good buzz for free. Early in the early days, they give you some drinks and maybe a pizza, and you play for 4 hours for $20.
I can't sing for drinks.
It was we were on to something.
Yes.
We sing for 4 hours and made $20 on a pizza, but it was good. So it was a good night. Got a free buzz. So it was always a good time. But then it just started. It started getting a little bit more serious when people were like, "Oh wow, this is you got something here. Like this is not just I guess another cover thing or whatever." I hate to sound like I'm tooting my own horn here, because I don't have a horn to toot.
No more. He's in a high school band.
Yeah, there's no more horns. So then I started taking it more serious, and then with a lot of support from Ridge, and a lot of people that care about me, and I care about them so much, and they kind of push me to be better. Mm-hmm. And then it's starting to go in a direction now where we're playing to more and more people, and it's fantastic.
Isn't that just proof that, like, for me at least, and this is kind of what I'm hearing in your stories, is like a good, solid group of friends, even if it's one or two people, like when you have bomb ass friends, shit like this happens because they love you and they support you no matter what your dreams are. They support you and love you. And this is proof that, man, you had love and support, and shit's happening because people loved you.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that you can see that, and it sounds like you do because you just said that, but like, that's what I love about the story, is that, man, you were backed up by so many people that loved you. And honestly, like, that's what this fan base is like. You show up by yourself and you walk out with a fucking family. I mean, it's amazing, right? It's amazing. Yeah. So tell me, like, how did that grow, and then how did you decide to do this whole experience thing, and then just tell us, what the summer looks like for you and how someone can get connected with you.
Yeah. It grew. I had a plan that if I started my gigs after 10:30 at night, that they would be drunk before I went on, and then it sounds good that way because they don't know any better. But then I started getting older, and I had to start leaning towards the happy hour, But it's.
You got a kid?
Yeah. My back hurts and my legs hurt, and I was just sitting there. I wasn't even doing anything. But the experience part, when I separated myself from the band and went acoustic, I think the experience part was bring people the music on a smaller scale, and let them dive into the music and the lyrics. And maybe they love it, and maybe they don't. And just to be more intimate and be more of a storyteller, instead of being lost in the lawn somewhere with all these people yelling, just to be quiet and just kind of let the music soak in a little bit, because we know what it means, but I want everybody to kind of know what it means, and just because I think, like you said, the family is so amazing that I want everybody to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
Especially nowadays, I think there's nothing but poison on the TV and on the radio, and just negative everything. So if we can bring this little happy world that we have and show people that, well, there's hope in that.
Absolutely.
That's an experience. Yeah. And that's the experience that I want to bring to people. I want to bring them hope and some joy from the everyday negativity that we've been living in for a while now, because it's not easy. But maybe for an hour, if somebody has a drink and says, wow, I didn't think about nothing else for the last hour, but just listening to some tunes, that's a win.
Yeah.
That mission accomplished. So that's the experience part. I think why I named it that, and why I want to kind of push that into people. Hopefully it's good.
So where can someone find out about, I know you're going on tour soon, how can they find out more about you and your tour and what that looks like?
Yeah, so it's awesome. We're going to get to go on the road for a while. And so it's there's a website. It's robmessina.org. Org. I don't know what org means, but that's what it is.
Organization.
Is that what it is?
Maybe?
There's nothing organized about this or about this group. My group is, there's nothing organized about any of this that I do.
But that's what is appealing.
We
just fucked it up and threw it together and it all worked out, right?
It all works out. So robmessina.org has the tour dates on there. It's always updated. Somebody updates it. I'm not sure who, but it's updated. And then Facebook page is Rob Messina's Dave Matthews Experience. And then we have merchandise now. Somebody said that makes me official.
Yes, it does.
So that's nice of them. So there's shirts and pins, and I'm not really sure what else, but there's some other stuff that is going to be on the road with us, and then also be on the website soon if you want to grab a shirt or something like that, and help carry the show on to the next stop. That's what we're doing, and that's about it. So I hope I got this right. Thank you for having me here.
You did awesome.
I hope I'm not stuttering.
I hope I'm not stuttering. So guys, because I have an amazing editor for this show, I know that he is going to put up Rob's tour dates just like right here in between us, because Andy's that good. He's going to put it up right here. So you can check out his website below. I always wanted to do that, like right here below. You can see the website because Andy's amazing. So guys, check him out on all the social platforms. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, remember that you can watch this and actually see Rob's face and all of this. So on our YouTube channel, which is The Space Between Podcast with Renae Lipsmeyer. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow in Nashville for Stop 5 of the U.S. Tour. Peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band. Hey guys, this is Renae from the Space Between Podcast. I'm Renae Lipsmeyer. So today we are doing this video just a slight bit different than what we've done before, because I was feeling a whole lot better, I think, with the first couple of shows, doing the pre-shows, post-shows, and Nashville honestly just fucked me up. So we're not going to have a video of me standing outside of the Bridgestone Arena talking about how fucking amazing the show was. So I know what everyone is going to be talking about first is that we had a special guest last night. I don't think anyone was necessarily expecting it, and if they were, I sure didn't hear about it. But we had a surprise musician come in by the name of Zach Brown from the Zach Brown Band, and so he joined Dave and the band to do just a little song called Watchtower. I feel like it was amazing. His voice, definitely brought some different strengths to the song, so we're super excited. So we have that video attached to this podcast. If you're listening to this on your radio, feel free to go to YouTube, which is our show is under the Space Between Podcast with Renae Lipsmeyer, so you'll be able to see a full show pictures, but then also just that full song with Zach Brown and Dave Matthews singing Watchtower. So be sure to go to YouTube and check that out if you haven't already. So we are in the car right now on the way to Cincinnati, Ohio from Nashville for the 6th stop of the U.S. tour with the Dave Matthews Band. So I'm in the car with a few other fans, so I'm going to get their fan perspectives of how Nashville was and what their thoughts on Zach Brown's guest appearance was.
Hi, I'm Suzanne. And I have no voice because I was singing and dancing last night. I also streamed the show on the Couch Tour. So if any of you want to see the actual show live streamed, it is up on the DMB Couch Tour Facebook page. It is saved there. Anyway, it was kind of mind-blowing. It was interesting to be in an indoor arena in the summer, because every venue that we've been to is an outdoor arena, but Bridgestone Bridgestone is kind of epic. I felt kind of like I was in Madison Square Garden. Not quite, but it's a pretty substantial size stadium, or arena, I should say. And the energy was pretty off the charts, but Zach Brown pretty much blew everybody's mind. And he just jammed with Dave, and the two of them were just unstoppable. It was a really nice surprise, and the set list was great, and we all had a great time. So now we're on our way to Cincinnati, so stay tuned. If I get a good spot, I could try to stream it, but I think we're all planning on being in the lawn because we're pretty tired.
Party in the back.
Okay, on to the next, Karen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Karen DeSano. I think everyone might remember an episode or two with me in it.
With the orgasms.
I just want to say, I thought that show last night was phenomenal. I always have a special place on my heart for Nashville, having lived there for a couple years. But Zach Brown coming out just blew everyone's mind. Everyone was on their feet. And to watch Dave and him interact, of course, was just incredible. I think we blew Zach Brown's mind. I think we blew his mind. The audience participation and singing every word with him, I think he was shocked. But a phenomenal show so far. All the shows, everyone just keeps getting better and better. And peace out. Thank you, guys.
Hello, it's Christine Coler-Muzzo from Pocatello, Idaho. And you guys should be in this car. It's like Estrogen Fest on tour.
We talk about sex, drugs, and rock and roll for 8 hours in the car.
Yes, we do. And I now am privy to the orgasm podcast, which I'm going to have to go look for, that Karen is now famous for.
Probably not all positive.
But positively amazing.
I thought so.
So last night was amazing. I know that everybody is talking about Zach Brown, which that was a really cool surprise. And like Karen said, his face when we were singing back at them, just his eyebrows went up and he looked at Dave, and Dave did his eyebrow wiggle that he does. It is so wonderful. And it was great. But something that I was really excited is that they did a little cover of I Want You by the Beatles. And that was an excellent surprise. That really warmed my soul. So, but yeah, it was a phenomenal concert. And I'd have to say, may not be popular, but as of yet, it's been my favorite concert so far this summer. So, here's Renae.
All right, guys. So, yeah, we're on our way to Cincinnati, Ohio. The traffic, I've never driven here before. I've always flown here. So this is a cool way just to check out the country with several of our besties. And that's what this is all about, right? Like, we love the Dave Matthews Band, but we love the family. And that's what this podcast is about. That's what this YouTube channel is about, is recording the thoughts, the ideas, just the cool stories of the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. We travel together. We do life together. We end up being lifelong. I did it backwards. Lifelong friends. And when we get to know each other, or sometimes we don't know each other, we talk about things on the podcast like, what do women really feel when they're having sex? Like what exactly? So if you're interested in knowing more about Dave Matthews Band, but all with Dave Matthews Band connotations, like what are his songs about? What do we think they're about? What, because we, in the recent article that it was released, the GQ, one of my most favorite articles about Dave Matthews from the Dave Matthews Band is that he dances like he knows how to fuck. Hell yeah, we all knew that. Someone just finally wrote it and put it in a magazine. We can tell, I'm sorry, but you can't do those dance moves unless you know what the fuck you're doing in bed. Or maybe, I'm sure he ain't got a divorce yet. That woman is like, hell yeah, he's good. Yeah, so if you love what you're hearing so far, be sure to check out. This is like the 28th episode of this podcast, season 1. We started just figuring out stuff, talking about anything to do with Dave Matthews Band fans. breaking down songs, breaking down the members of the band. And so it's kind of just all rolled together to equal us following the band. So thanks for following us, and we will see you in Cincinnati, Ohio. I do want to go over the set list one time because I know that Andy is going to do a great job of putting the set list up. So we started with, hey, you know what? I'm going to let Suzanne in her wonderful voice tell you about the set list, and then guys, we will see you in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Thanks, Renae. She's driving. So again, I apologize. I have no voice, but I'm going to read the set list to you. It started out with When the World Ends, into Satellite, and then Madman's Eyes. Busted Stuff, which is one of my favorites. I mean, everybody went crazy for that. Rapunzel.
Woo!
Walk Around the Moon.
Woo!
Virginia in the Rain, which is just a little
Sexy as hell.
a little tiny song.
Oof.
Little tiny song.
Don't Drink the Water.
Don't do it.
Jimmy Thing, into Brick House.
Talk about what happened during Brick House.
What happened during Brick House?
So our good friend Justin Sterna, shout out to Justin, he had the smart, future vision to go to the computer space in the hotel and print out a picture of a house and a picture of bricks. And so when they did start playing Brick House, because they've played it a couple times already on the tour, he made his way up to the front through the help of some great friends. And we just Brick House, we had those signs, we were up, we were singing it. I know that Dave saw it, and I hope that he enjoyed just a little bit of fan fun, because it was really fun.
Yeah, that was fun. He looks at us and kind of smiles, and he's probably shaking his head going,
yeah, we all got fucked last night from Dave Matthews. I mean, I know he's married, but he fucks with his eyes, and so I felt it. Did y'all feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah, baby.
So, Jimmy Thing, into Brick House. And then Monsters, So Damn Lucky. Watchtower with, of course, Zac Brown, which we talked about earlier, which was epic. Number 41. After Everything, Granny. There was a Preacher Tease, which is not on the set list, Into Why I Am. Louisiana Bayou, which I'm going to refrain from commenting on that.
Oh, we love it.
And then the encore was Looking for a Vein and Gray Street. So it was a pretty damn energetic and incredible set list last night. So, yeah, on to the next.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're super excited. We haven't slowed down yet. We're just surviving on pure adrenaline and love for this band and love for the fans that we know we're going to get to see when we get to Cincinnati. So, guys, thanks for staying tuned. Again, if you're listening to this in the car, just know that you can watch it on YouTube through the help of my amazing editor, Andy Mendoza. And if you don't know him, be sure to follow him on all of the socials. He does a great job of posting 4K high definition videos straight from the rail, so you can go back and relive those Dave Matthews Band moments over and over again. So be sure to check this out on YouTube under the Space Between podcast with Renae Lipsmeyer. Peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band.